Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Boss Rush. Here we are at, 12:31 Eastern on January 23rd. So good to be with you all. My name is Chris Melasinos. I'm the Principal Evangelist for Video Games over here at AWS. And joining me today...
Dean Takahashi, editorial director at GameSpeed.
We're going to get this down at some point. And down here underneath Dean. Hey, Dean.
I'm Susan Cummings. I run 10-6 games.
Yes, and we are waiting on Mr. Mark DeLore. He's going to be joining us a little bit later today, but yeah. How is everybody doing, Susan? We didn't have you out here with us last week.
Yes, I'm sorry. It's
what are you sorry for? It's already late for you out there.
It is. Well, yeah, 5:30, and it's rainy. It's been so rainy. I was away somewhere warm over Christmas, and that was only like 3 weeks ago, and I'm already desperate for sunshine and warmth again. I have a heating pad under my desk that, like, my feet are stuck in it like a bag, keeping me warm. But I was at Pocket Gamer this week, Monday and Tuesday in London. So that's the top of my brain was the London chaos, the first event of the year, really. That was fun and lots of things to talk about there.
Yep, I had a little bit of FOMO there, watching all of the...
Have you gone to Pocket Gamer London?
I've not been there, but I think I need to get over there,
It's fun. You guys should all come. Yeah, it's great. It's really, really great. Yeah, I had a great time. And I did a panel there and I did a talk there. So I was talking a lot.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, what's lovely to have you back. And of course, Dean, you and I had a chance to sit down and go through news last week. So that was a ton of fun.
Susan is the one who's producing news this week. So
well, hang on one second. Before we go ahead and jump into that, let's go ahead and check out the news.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at all of that awesome stuff. And so, yes, news.
Professional.
Do you mean this here? 10-6 Games reveals You versus Zombies game generated by AI and humans together. Yeah, so... Apparently, Dean did a discussion with. Oh, look who's entered the play area. Yeah. It is Mr. Mark DeLore. Hey, buddy. Welcome back. Yeah, his voice a little low. I'm gonna go ahead and pop up his
voice a little bit low.
I'm gonna. Don't worry about it. He joined a little bit late. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of all of his stuff right now. But yeah, apparently Dean did an interview with one of the founders of this company, very long-winded, and of this 10-6 Games company. I don't know who they are, but maybe we want to go ahead and talk about that. So Dean, Susan, tell us.
Nothing like some gross nepotism. Mark is technically one of my advisors as well, so it's like secret nepotism. Yeah. Secret advisor.
Yep. Well, tell us about. So we did a little bit of a tease on an earlier episode where we had a video up of the stuff that you were working on, Susan, but. Now you're fully talking about it. So tell us about the game. Tell us about what's like the body of this discussion between Dean and Susan. And Lee.
And Lee, yeah. I tried, Lee's so shy, I tried to get him to come on today. One of these days I'm going to convince him to be there, to show up instead of me or something.
Yeah, we'll just take a VTuber of him and we can pretend like we're him.
So I showed Dean what we're up to, which is we're launching a game this summer. It's going to be early access in August. We've actually put a mark in the sand there. And it's called You versus Zombies, and we built this platform that allows the player to customize the game in runtime. So it's not AI slop. We didn't let the AI make the game. There's no vibe coding involved. We built lots and lots of systems as a team. And we built them in such a way that a player can come in and modify them. So the character art's our artist's character art, and we have built custom LoRa's. We work with Google closely with Gemini. Jack Buser put a really nice quote in the press release about that, and we work with a bunch of other LLM partners, and I showed Dean him versus Bobby Kotick, which was a really fun matchup.
I think we even have a picture of Dean here. Let's see.
But the idea, like what I think is so neat about what we're doing is it's the first game that lets you literally be you in a game, like, and everything that matters to you, like where you live, what you look like, what your job is, who you love, who you hate, all that sort of stuff factors into the game experience. And so, I don't look like Lara Croft. I say all the time, and I don't want to look like Lara Croft in a game. And still 30 years later, women have their boobs hanging out in video games, and I'm fed up with that. And if you're Black, if you're Asian, whatever, like we all know that we're not very good at embracing other cultures and media. And so this is a game where you actually get to make those rules and to influence that. And I think that that's special. I mean, it's fun too to play like politicians, like fighting each other, but I like to think that that representation. So it takes 13 seconds, like right now, for you to launch a game after saying like, I'm Dean Takahashi and I'm a games journalist. 13 seconds later, you're playing that, and so I'm pretty neat.
And you're generating AI imagery that is based on a human artist's original vision, right? So
exactly, yeah. So it's our custom Laura's, and it's taken a good year to get to the point that we can get exactly what we need that quickly and have it be consistently in our art style, facing the right direction, stuff like that. There's all sorts of specificity that goes on after you tell us who you want to be. And it's gotten pretty reliable and consistent.
Very, very cool. Well, listen, if you ever want to go ahead and knock that, what did you say, 16 seconds down to about 5, happy to talk to you about, how AWS can lean in and actually help you do stuff, improve your graphics,
I dropped Gemini, yes. I even better.
No, you heard it here, everybody. She's going to drop Gemini. I think that's what... Is that what you just said?
What sort of sexy quote are you going to give me?
Okay, yeah. So we're going to have to cut this short today. And no, but I'm so happy.
Eliza instead.
Oh, did you see somebody posted that? Posted the original Eliza. Did a whole story about Eliza saying it's 400K. And people back then were like, this thing's a human being stuck inside the computer.
I know, it's awesome.
I know. All right, but in all seriousness, awesome that you are able to go ahead and talk about this now. We've, of course, known about what you were building for a while there, and it's exactly my genre of game. I love it, right? I mean, that kind of...
Boss fight's hard, Chris. I got to warn you. It's really hard. It's like, I don't want to say Souls-like, but it's pretty damn hard.
Yeah, it's hard for...
decide if you're going to have to tone it down.
Yeah, boss fights would be hard unless you're on Boss Rush, and we know how to do all of that. That's exactly right.
He said it's just because I suck, that he has no problem with it, but I think it's fun.
Twin stick shooters right here. We got you.
But what is cool, I know we can be done with talking about me, is I've been really happy to see what the feedback has been. I have yet to hear any negativity around the fact that we're using AI in this thing. And as Chris and I were just talking about before we started, isn't it weird that an industry that's about computers, like we're not a film industry where it's not about, computers. This is an industry about computers. It's about game software.
Right.
That's used AI for, ever.
Yeah.
Why are we hand-wringing so much about this? This is a technology industry.
Dean and I are going to talk about that later.
There was news on that this week of like Warhammer 40K announcing that they were not going to be using Gen AI in any of their products, right? Mm-hmm. So they've just sort of vetoed the idea that any kind of interesting results can come from it, and that's not consistent with.
People are doing that for PR. I feel like it's like I'm going to come out and say we're not doing it because that's what people want to hear. Is what's frustrating me,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, it's still very early days, right, for these tools and how we're going to use them going forward. And if they can help to unlock creativity while using them as tools, not to try to replace or whole cloth push out copies and all of that stuff that muddies the market for everybody. You know, I think that's, you know, that is a good sound way to kind of move forward. I mean, the fact is there are some things that we can use the tech for that makes a lot of sense. There are other, I won't name the ones, but there have been other experiences where I'm like, oh no, that's probably not a good thing to do. But yeah, you know. Anyway, so there we are. Well, Susan, I'm again so glad that you were able to go ahead and show this. Can't wait to go ahead and play more of it. So congratulations there on, well, also congratulations snagging an interview with Dean Takahashi. He is abrasive, really hard to get a hold of, but you know, he wrote a mostly positive thing. So, yeah. and
Wait,
Dean is like, Dean is sitting there going, no lies detected.
I just want to know if you were playing Dean versus somebody or somebody versus Dean. Was Dean the boss or was Dean the player?
Dean was the player, and the AI chose Bobby Kotick to be his.
Yeah, okay. I probably would have made Dean the boss, and because you said the boss fights were really hard, so I would have made Dean the boss.
Oh,
so
I see.
felt better during the interview.
We could make Dean the boss. We could make, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that just,
right? Yeah. So.
yeah, we need to talk about making a boss rush
Boss fight.
boss fight version of it.
There you go.
Oh, yes.
That's what we should do at GDC.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we're going to talk about GDC and everything else. So again, Susan, congrats to Lee. Yeah, can't wait to see, you know, where you all take this. And we're going to be together in just over a month at GDC. So yeah, looking forward to catching up on all that there. I do want to also make sure that we did call out a news piece here and somebody that is watching the live stream right now. So Jane Whitaker wins the prestigious Aurora Award at Pocket Gamer Connects. So Athena Worlds is delighted to announce their CEO Jane Whitaker has been awarded the prestigious Aurora Award at the key industry event at Pocket Gamer Connects. So really, really fantastic. I had the very awesome opportunity to actually sit down with Jane about halfway through last year to do a very long form interview about Jane's experience in working on everything from like Alien versus Predator on the Jaguar and a bunch of all that stuff back in the day to the stuff that Jane and the company is working on right now. I'm still editing that stuff down and I'm going to go ahead and get that out soon. But yeah, Jane was just awarded this very prestigious award at Pocket Gamer Connect. So once again, Jane, congratulations on a well-deserved award. Really, really awesome. Yes, it's a little round of applause there for Jane. Awesome.
I think Bowser is trying to say congratulations there in the background. I think that's the noise.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Bowser is like, Jane.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
And he does wish there were more games for dogs, so we should get to work on that.
Awesome. Very, very good. All right. What is the next big news pieces? Who wants to jump in?
Well, there was an Xbox developer direct showcase yesterday.
Yeah.
And, yeah, they showed 5 interesting games. I guess headed by Fable. Fable is now a racing game. Actually, no, it actually came from the racing game studio, Playground Games. Right, it's like inheriting the mantle from Lionhead Studios that came up with games. But yeah, there's so much pent up demand for this one. They said it was in the works for a really, really long time, but they didn't say what that was. But the last Fable game we had was back in 2018.
Yeah.
Mark. Bowser.
I'm going to work on that AI filter.
Just
I swear to God.
your mic up. Sorry.
Yeah, he is right here, just snoozing away.
You're all good.
I'm so happy though.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the Xbox stuff. So here's a question: have you all played through all of Fable? The original Fable and all that
I
stuff?
have not.
Me either. Like, because I felt it was just so conversational upfront and doing some really unique things, right?
I
Like,
think my wife did. I
Yeah?
think Mary Beth played through Fable. Yeah, I remember
Yeah?
a long period of Fable playing. So
Yeah.
she's gonna be excited about
and it was all like the discussions, right? And the things that you could do in the world would affect the outcome of, or the interactions you had within the body of the world of Fable. But as somebody who is not a completionist, like I just want to run through, it's like, there's too much lore here for me. Right? But I understand how beloved a franchise it is, and so it really is great to see it coming back.
I got excited about seeing. I went and watched the trailer. But the other piece of news that came out of that I think I got more excited about, well, maybe equally excited about. Oh, Bowser's snoring away. Was the ARM news, the Xbox app on ARM? Because I've been really shocked about the performance of the ARM-based Windows devices. It's kind of crazy amount, how good they are. So that was exciting. So great Xbox app.
Yeah, that's at CES.
Yeah,
so cool.
Yeah, it does set the stage, right, for a whole variety of devices and on other platforms, right, for the Xbox environment, its runtime, interface, all that stuff to exist, right? So it's, it was pretty awesome to see it. And look, more competition in the processor space is always a good thing, right? We are the benefactors of that.
Some competition in the processor space.
Yes, some competition, and something that is so widely used, right? ARM processors, right? That makes a whole lot of sense.
I think that. Oh, sorry.
Good.
But within the showcase too, the other very interesting news was Double Fine's game, Kiln, right? And Kiln is this pottery creation, has a pottery creation part where you create your own pottery, and then after you create it, then you put it into a fighting game, and then everybody tries to break each other's pottery, I guess. And it looks a little bit like Splatoon, like your pottery becomes a character, and then you go around smashing
smash each other. It's like Clay Fighter, but baked.
Oh yeah. We got to get Chris Taylor to make some sort of pottery.
All right, somebody call Chris.
Quote in there was it's just as fun to destroy the pottery as it is to create it.
So that it does remind me in seeing that. Did you remember a game called Magic Pengle on the PlayStation 2? So what you did was you were in this world where you had a magic pen, and then you could draw like characters, but you had a certain amount of ink that would run out, so you could only draw so much, and then it would understand the contours of it, and it would create the character, and then it would animate it, and it would be like part of the world, right? And so you could just keep adding those little bits to it. This is very much in that same vein of let me create things that then get to be inhabited inside of this world, right? So it's and it looks beautiful. I mean, it's Double Fine, right? So what else would I expect? It's amazing.
It's totally giving me flashbacks to some of the early VR demos in the late 80s. One of them was based on a CRT with a device that had a 3D accelerometer on it, and you would wear a headset and stare into the 3D monitor and carve like you were carving, like you were throwing on a wheel.
Yeah, like a lathe.
Yeah, but it was vertical instead of horizontal.
Yep.
So you're basically making pottery. Yeah, crazy. That was a long time ago.
Exactly.
It's totally reminding me of that. It's giving me 80s, 90s VR vibes.
Exactly. It's giving us old technology vibes. A sort of Damocles that we'll all use as well. So that's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Yeah. Very, very cool. So it was great to see the next stuff they're working on, and definitely want to go ahead and try out their environment on ARM-based systems. So very cool. Well, there was another big piece of news that I love to see, and really excited about this one, actually. This was Dungeons & Dragons comes to Fortnite with 5 game worlds created in UEFN. Oh, yes. Especially
has anybody jumped in there yet? I keep meaning to get in there, but I haven't yet.
Into this, I haven't been in there yet, but I just saw it, so. Dean, any comments?
Did you try any of them, Dean?
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Sorry, the D&D stuff in Fortnite?
I didn't hear it again.
Are you very snore instead?
You know who's running development on Fortnite now, right, Mark?
Yeah. I think that, it just one more example to me of how brands are realizing if they don't move on to the UGC platforms, then they're going to miss out on the whole generation of kids, not to mention all the other people who play on those platforms. And so there is a rush into these platforms, and D&D is a famous brand going in, realizing that if you don't get on that, then your brand is gone in a generation, right? And so the games like, say, Roblox and Fortnite and the games on top of them are intercepting the kids before they get into Nintendo, before they get into, so like they can be played on smartphones, right? And so they're kids are using smartphones as the new Nintendo, the first experience they have with games, and then sometimes they never leave, right? So they stay with where they started.
Yep. I thought I'm trying to remember where this was at, but the folks from Sega talked about bringing Sonic to Roblox and how there were so many knockoff Sonic-related games. At first, they were aggravated by it, but then they made their own. They made a completely amazing game on Roblox, and have seen so many players flock to it. It's
your performance crushed all of the other knockoffs out there, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a game that's made with such love. If you haven't tried it, you should definitely jump on there and try it.
Very cool. Very, very cool. All right, so that was a big one. So I'm definitely going to go ahead and check that out. And
have you guys tried the New York Times crossplay app? I haven't yet. That's another one I need to try.
What's that?
Oh, the multiplayer thing they announced.
Yeah, it looks Scrabble-ish. I don't know if it is, but yeah, it's a multiplayer app. You have to download it. It's a dedicated app called Crossplay. And you have to play with other people, which I'm not used to.
The very first multiplayer game, right?
Yeah. I'll be curious to watch. I mean, I'm on the app every morning playing the mini crossword, and sometimes attempt to do the big crossword. So I was like, oh, cool. I'm going to try this out.
Huh. So the big innovation is that it's multiplayer?
Yeah, I think it's the first multiplayer app that New York Times Games has launched.
And it's a word game, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. But I've been playing Words with Friends and Scrabble forever.
New York Times traffic to its games, right, is bigger than the traffic to its games, right?
Yeah, it's got to be massive.
Well, better leaderboards on their app. I don't think we need multiplayer from New York Times. I just want to know, am I better than everybody else in the world at playing this game?
Who's the smartest?
I'll say
am I smart? Did I finish that faster than everybody else? I do religiously play the dumb spelling bee app. I don't know. I'm not the only person in the industry is doing it. I do play the spelling bee thing. I don't know why. I'm just a masochist, but
I think that I can't play that app because I just game it. That's the one where you're like picking the number of words based on the letters. Is that right? You have like 7 letters and you have to do
words using the letter in the center.
Yeah.
And some of the other ones. Yeah.
Yeah. All I do with that is I just 1 center 2, 1 center 3, 1 center 4, 1 center 5, 1 center. Just try every variation possible, and then I'll hit some words and.
Oh, I see. I see.
That's not the goal, but that's how I game it. And then I'm like, why am I playing this? This is stupid, and I move on. I do play the mini every day. I try to do it under a minute.
Yeah, well, I play those puzzles.
Then Netflix has their own version of something like this. I was just introduced to the Netflix one, which has its own wordy sort of games. Yeah.
Yeah. Morning Brew is one that I.
What's that?
Morning Brew.
Morning Brew. Where do you play that?
Are you familiar with the Morning Brew?
Is that a Netflix one?
No, it is an email newsletter. Every morning you get basically the top news all over the world. You read it all in 10 minutes.
About this, and I couldn't remember the name.
They have games that they do every day as well. So crossword, search a word, all that
I'm
kind
going
of
to
stuff.
sign up for that.
Yeah, it's
That's
actually
cool.
really, really good. They do an excellent job, and they have like a tech brew and all that other stuff. So, but it's like, hey, jump in 10 minutes. You got everything you need to know to get on with your day.
Like that.
Yeah.
I wish that was true. Spend way too much time on news
For
apps
most
and
people.
social media. Yeah.
Most people. Well, Dean, you had
It's like I
another.
have very specialized interests.
Yes. Well, hey, Dean, you had another story that went up that caught my attention because of the graphics there. Would love for you to tell us a bit more about it. Twin Sales Interactive unveils 4 indie games coming soon. And of course I went, is that going to be a new Tron game? And then I was like, oh, maybe it's not. But
Yeah, well, they're a new game publisher that spun out of Asmodee, right? And part of all of the Embracer breakup, I guess, right? And so, based out of Paris, then they announced these games like this Metroidvania, Skydust, and Windrunners, and Terraforming Mars, and Survival Fountain of Youth, and so very different kinds of games, good to see somebody actually presumably putting money into indie games, right? And I think we went through the same kind of cycle with publishers, right, as we did with game VCs, right, where they rushed in, they sort of pulled back. Some of them died, and we're not seeing the creation of so many of these new game publishers right now. So it's good to see one that had some history to it, but spun out and is kind of going at it, right? So
that's awesome.
Yeah, totally. So just to jump in a second, because this
go.
is something that I noticed at Pocket Gamer, is I think with the other trend that's happening, which maybe Dean is something to cover, is this trend towards project financing deals, which are sort of emerging as kind of the new model. Most of the VCs either ran out of money, or they don't have that much money left, or their LPs just don't want them spending their money because they weren't getting returns on it because things aren't being exited. And then the publishers are largely giving really predatory deals and acting like VCs. And so what we're seeing emerge in the middle is project financing. So some of those VCs that can't spend their money are starting to have project financing initiatives. There's some new companies like Last Mile raised $200 million for project financing. Values like X-Jam City and the founder of MySpace. And there's some other new ones too. Ichira is another fund, and Griffin's doing these. A whole bunch of folks are doing different types of project financing deals. There's not like a standard, but I think that we'll start to see it emerge as the alternative to all of that, so that you can self-publish.
Yeah. And look, I mean, if $200 million for project-based funding, I've got a project, I'll do it for half that. Not a problem. Also, looking at the art style in this alone, done. Like, I mean, it just basically hit every check mark in the back of my brain. For this, it was like, oh my goodness, that looks amazing. So, oh yeah, well, thanks for introducing me to Twin Sales Interactive. That's pretty awesome. I'm definitely going to go check those out for sure.
And you think it's probably decent timing for somebody to emerge right now, because like everything does seem like it's in the recovery mode this year, right? We should have like 7% growth for the overall industry. We have lots of good games coming. I think a few years of funk have been around, but the layoffs have slowed somewhat, right? According to Amir Satvat, right? Yep. So just in time for recovery, somebody ought to be launching new games, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Yeah. I think also keep in mind that so many games got cut and studios gone, that I think there's not going to be as much content this year as there has been in previous years. I think it's a good year to ship a game, because it's going to be a bit more blue ocean.
I did think that there would be more numbers of games that Xbox would have shown off in its developer direct. Maybe it chose to do 4 long, deep dives into big games, but yeah, it wasn't very many that because they also skipped, much of the Game Awards time, right? And so there seem to be fewer games coming through their pipeline right now.
Yeah, it seems like they've been spending a bunch of time lately, post the acquisition, sort of rejiggering the way that they do business inside of that group.
Yeah.
What were the 4 games, Dean? Do you know? This was Fable.
Let's see, Fable, Kiln, Forza Horizon, and this Beast of Reincarnation that is coming from Game Freaks, which is a very interesting sort of Japanese warrior and her dog. So.
Hear that, Bowser? Bowser's not interested.
Bowser's like, is there a snoring game?
Game Freaks is a company that they're the Pokemon folks, right? So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. Of course. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Oh, curious. Okay. Did you see the? I just pulled up, was like flipping through some more news. Did you see the Bruno Mars inside Roblox? They're saying they had 12.8 million concurrent users to watch it. It's blowing my mind.
No.
Yeah, you know how Fortnite has done had some concerts in there, and so it's the first time I've heard of Roblox doing it. I don't know if it's the first time they've actually done it, but it's the first time I've heard about Roblox doing it. They had a Bruno Mars song, single performed inside of Steal a Brain Rot mode.
Yes.
12.8 million concurrents.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I haven't heard much out of them either about that. Yeah.
This was from John Hicks at GamesIndustry.biz just like a couple hours ago. It's like the top of their list right now.
Crazy. I mean, those numbers are insane.
Yeah.
Right?
Right? Congratulations. Holy smokes.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll need to take all the musical acts. Mars will be the first to do so for Steal a Brain Rot, which launched in May 2025. He's expected to say his new single, I Just Might. Okay, yeah, I mean, that's awesome that they're premiering, that artists are premiering songs and stuff like that inside of these experiences. I will tell you, years ago, I had a conversation with a band called I Fight Dragons, which I absolutely adore. And we talked about creating the very first rock opera, like RPG, where their new album would drop in the game instead of first on Spotify and stuff like that, and then used inside of the game. And
we were trying to do that too.
Yeah, and exploring that, it actually turned into this concept album they did that it included a full anime with it, or manga with it, and all this crazy stuff, right? So there is an opportunity to go ahead and speak to that audience with other forms of media in a non-obvious or traditional way, and clearly leaning into things like Steal a Brain Rot, which just massive visibility on it, and then going, oh, we're also going to premiere a song in there? Boom. That's how you pull in 12.8 million people, right, to watch. So, yeah. And use it as maybe even as a way to go ahead and broaden the user base or different ages, coming in. Like you could see parents all of a sudden going, oh, this Bruno Mars thing, kid of mine, you play Roblox, can you show me how to do this, right? So, interesting.
It just reminded me of how the game industry is just like this wreckage of games that never got made because we spent a bunch of time building a rock opera game too with a developer based in Madison, and a band that you would know that I'm spacing out on the name of right now, but I got killed. I got turned into something else.
Well, speaking of that, the probably biggest news of the week was Ubisoft's reorganization. Right?
Oh yeah,
and,
let's talk about that.
They're not done reconciling sort of themselves to the new way of doing business now, with a lot, say, less demand for mediocre AAA games, I guess is how you might call it. Games that are not like, say, Grand Theft Auto, right? The demand for those games is slipping, and so Ubisoft canceled 6 games that were in development. One of them was the Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake.
Yeah.
So even a game like that, they're looking at that and going like, well, there is a built-in base of fans for Prince of Persia, but it's not enough for us to keep all this sort of big team on it together. And so they're taking some of those teams and they're putting them onto some of the other 7 games that they've delayed to later dates to give them more time to get through longer AAA development cycles. And so they're going to save possibly $200 million in doing these cancellations, or 200 million euros. And it's going to take a few months to get through it. So we don't know exactly how many people are being laid off right now, but that's affecting lots of people. They still have 17,000 people, very employee heavy. And they have circled around, and they did raise investment from Tencent, $1.25 billion that will go into primarily, the Rainbow Six, Assassin's Creed, and Far Cry franchises, right? So, and this move this week was to now create similar creative houses like that creative house. And they created 4 more creative houses, and they assigned all of the brands that they have into those creative houses now. So different divisions that are going to be sort of using the same production teams, I guess, but have very different sort of creative teams all around them. So.
Just hurting my heart.
It's horrible. I think it's, part of me feels like it's just not surprising if most attention is turning towards like the indie end of the spectrum, seems like, or Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty, right? And Roblox and Fortnite. So if there isn't any room to be AAA and not knock it out of the park. It's like film, like you see these films and it's like they made 50 million their opening weekend, but they spent 500 million, so that's a failure. And so I think it's kind of trapped in that, which sucks. But I think you're going to see more and more of that. They're going to have to double down on a few things, and then everything else should be in the end of the spectrum.
Is Richard Brown on right now listening to us? Because we had a long conversation at DICE last year in roundtables about not spending $100 million on your game.
Yep.
Which I agree is something that I wish we could do, but this looks like that's the opposite of that.
How do we get to more sustainable development?
Even Call of Duty did not do well this past year because of some of the choices they made for the wackiness of the single-player campaign that turned off players. And so Black Ops 7 turned out to be number 5 for the year in sales, according to Circana in the US. And so for Call of Duty, this slip from number 1, where it's always been, to number 5 is a shock. And it was also beat out for the year by Battlefield 6, right? So Battlefield 6 came out as number 1, but even NBA 2K's 26, Borderlands 4, Monster Hunter Wilds all beat Call of Duty this year. Which is unheard of. And it's why Activision is sort of going back and revisiting, what they're going to do with different strategies. I think the thing that they said they're not going to do anymore is have back-to-back sort of sub-franchises repeated. So in this case, they had Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 7 appear back-to-back in 2 years, right? And before that, they had Modern Warfare 2 and 3 appear back-to-back. So now they're going to sort of, looks like, give players more variety. Some people hope, different things can happen. Like maybe zombies will be an entire campaign now, right? Or maybe, maybe they're bring back World War II, or just go off to some other new place.
Yeah, it must be tough, working on a franchise that's that story, that well-beloved and everything else, and being creatives on the inside going, it's not just more of what players say they want, but we have some great ideas of it. And then sometimes the reality of the market goes, we didn't want that. I don't want you rethinking this stuff, right? And that's a difficult place for creatives to be, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And, it came out at a tough time where they had a weak game, and then Arc Raiders came and sold 12 million copies, and then Battlefield 6 has also come out too. So
Yeah.
competition is still a good thing, and yeah, it means that even those at the top have to keep on their toes, right? So.
Yep.
Oh,
That's good.
Rick
People
Velez
like to
says
experience this.
Call of Duty Civil War. No. Oh, that hits way too close. Wait, what did you say?
Yes, I can hear you, Clem Fandango.
Oh, yes, I can hear you, Clem Fandango. All right, now talking about franchises that have a long history. Oh, look at this one. RuneScape surpasses $3 billion in lifetime revenue.
Wow.
As Jagex marks
That's been out for
25
like 50 years. So
25 years. 25 years. Yep. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't remind everybody that this is a Java game that is still running even alongside.
Still a Java game?
Yes, they have the RuneScape OG running alongside the non-Java version of the game now.
Oh, they made a non-Java version? What's that? Oh, C++
Yes,
client in
I was
2016.
actually sitting on an airplane. This is maybe a couple of years ago, where this very nice young couple was sitting next to me, and we were talking about what we do and work and everything. And then the guy's like, "Oh, nice to talk to you." Opens up his MacBook, fires up old school RuneScape on his MacBook, connected to the airplane Wi-Fi, and is playing. And I'm like, yes, yes, I told you all. I told you. Damn it.
Man.
Anyway, 25 years, $3 billion. Congratulations to the team there.
that's
That's awesome. Right?
Yeah.
Very cool.
And I interviewed the CEO of Jagex, John Bellamy, and they have heavy investment going in now, and one of the biggest, like the $3 billion number is kind of old, but the biggest thing they've done is they stripped out microtransactions out of RuneScape 3 now, and going back to relying on subscriptions, really, and it's a very big move. But I guess they had this accumulate over a dozen years or so, and it became just an impediment to players just trying to get things done in the game and otherwise enjoying the content. And so John Bellamy is a 20+ year RuneScape player, right? And he and many other people just had sort of a negative reaction to all of the ways you were being hit up to spend money in the game. So now they've rolled that back, and they're going to see how that goes. And they're sort of also at the same time sort of reinvesting into all 3 games that they have, like this the new one is RuneScape Dragon Wilds, which has 1.5 million players, or 1.1 million players, and then old school RuneScape and RuneScape 3 combined still have like 1.5 million. So it's still a strong online game here, and I think interesting that at 25 years old they're starting to shake things up, and they do have 500 people working on all those games still. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's a huge team. For some reason, you guys are reminding me of Puzzle Pirates.
Yeah.
Talking about RuneScape and like games that I played the crap out of back in the day, and I have for a while.
I'm sorry. What was that? What was that done in?
Yeah, I mean, there might be a reason why I was thinking about this game.
100% Java J2 SC, baby.
Right?
So was Bang Howdy. Yes,
know.
once again.
You can still go play it.
If you all can just, if you all would just listen. If you all would just shut up and listen.
It's Java or nothing. I'm going to rename this show to Java Rush.
No, we're good. I'm good, man. I'm good. I got it out of my system. Yeah, Bang Howdy is good. But Rick here in the chat was saying that the fact that RuneScape has lasted for as long as it has is a testament to how successful it is. And to how they manage the community, right? And really allowed them to participate there. And another game company that is really leaning into the community side, love these folks over there, is Dead by Daylight over at Behavior Interactive, right? They are they're beginning production on a first community-created chapter for the game, which is great. Have you all ever played Dead by Daylight?
Yeah, not in a long time, but I have.
Yeah. What does it mean when they say it's created by the community?
The initiative is powered by the Grimoire, a collaborative platform that allows players to participate in early-stage creative decisions rather than voting on finalized concepts. According to Behavior, the approach gives fans direct influence over lore, visual identity, and gameplay direction, effectively positioning the community as co-creators alongside the development team, which I love that they're doing. Good friend of ours as well, Mark A. Thomas Goldberg, has just joined Behavior as well. He announced that on LinkedIn. And so, yeah, it's going to be great to have another friend over there working with already just awesome folks, but also really leaning into the community, and which is how a game, like this survives. Another company that's doing that as well, of course, is Dragon Snacks Games, by friends of ours, Jen McClain and Lucian, where what they're doing is with their Discord community, they do live gameplay sessions, I believe, every week with the Discord community, and just get that instant feedback, right, to improve the game and figure out how to build the systems going forward. It's accelerating not only their development timeline, but it's also creating a sense of ownership by the community that creates longer, LTV and things like that. So really, really cool. Glad to see them doing this. But yeah, really, really awesome stuff. Yep. Okay, I think those are all the big pieces there. Do we want to talk at all about GDC coming up and DICE? Yeah. Mark, you've been all over the place, buddy.
I know, I'm exhausted. I'm flying. No, yeah, I'm talking to Dean later today. Hey, Dean. We're going to talk more about GDC later. Yeah, yeah, it's coming at us full speed. GDC. Yes. I'm still working on getting us the podcast space. So we're going to have part of the GDC Commons, we'll talk about later, which is a new part of GDC for like a place when you're trying to meet your friends. Instead of being like, hey, I'm going to meet you out on the street, or, we're going to meet you over at Starbucks, you can be like, let's meet at the Commons. So we're going to have a dedicated space for easy meeting and networking and community stuff, and all Control GDC will be there, so you can play things and talk to your friends.
One of my favorite areas of GDC, Alt Control GDC.
Chris, are you working on the booth yet?
What's that?
Are you working on the booth, Chris?
We're gonna do some shit, my man. No, I'm kidding. No, we'll figure it out. We will figure it out.
Yep. Anyway,
need like Boss Russ t-shirts or something.
Yeah, we got to figure this out. We got to figure this out.
I was gonna print some pins, but I'm still waiting for Chris to send me the vector file of the crazy graphic.
Didn't I send it to you already?
Either I missed it or you didn't. I probably
pins are a good idea because we can get a bunch of them made and we can give them out as swag.
All right. You all heard it here first. So as soon as we get done here,
that's where we work out these logistics here, right?
Talk about leaning into the community, right? Everybody listening right now, you're hearing how we're going to do it.
We want pins.
Pins. We can do ribbons. I did ribbons last year for the carousel. Those were easy. T-shirts.
3D printed pins.
3D printed pins.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness! All right, time to. Another excuse to buy 5 more printers.
I know. I have a Prusa 4.1 upgrade coming today. I'm excited.
In other news, there will be a nice indie games panel on Monday at 3:10 p.m. at TDC with me on it, and moderated by Perrin Kaplan, and focus on indie games media
journalism.
Nice.
Yeah. Wait, you're doing a big side hustle too, right, Dean? Tell us more about your debates.
Yeah, we have our GameSpeed Crossfire set of debates on Tuesday of GDC from like 4 to 7.
So fun last year
with some debaters like Susan Cummings coming, and others in the works as well, and a couple, probably a couple of dinners or so. But yeah, we're doing this for the 2nd year in a row, and nice to catch people while they're in town for GDC.
Yeah.
So.
Yay.
No, that'll be awesome.
Be a crazy week.
It will be. Well, I have another session announcement to make too. We just finalized it this morning with the Community Clubhouse, right? Which is a whole track right? That is designed really for indies, and it sits within GDC and sponsored by the conference and everything else. And Amir Satvat and I will be doing a closing fireside chat keynote for Community Clubhouse, and the title of it is Why We Still Believe, a conversation. Nice. And we're going to talk about why it's still the greatest industry to be in, that despite the pressures that we have right now, there's so much opportunity ahead for us in this industry as an art form. It's not going away. And so how do we go ahead and leave those sessions with a sense of, yeah, let's get out there and kick some ass and build awesome stuff together. So I'm super excited
when is that?
to do
what
that.
Time? Do you know?
That will be, I believe it's 3:30 on the 10th, but I'll go ahead and we'll do a post on LinkedIn. I'll confirm.
Yeah, we should do like a list of, maybe we can do, our top 5 GDC talks or something like that.
Yes.
Talk about the ones you're going to be in.
Yeah. Well, Susan's going to get up during the Crossfire one with Dean and just go, yeah, I heard that the new ROG Ally is just taking an Xbox and a half and duct taping it together. And then you'll have all of the gray hairs in the room going, I can't believe you brought that up. Oh my goodness, so much fun. All right, we are down to the last 10 minutes here. So maybe, if we're all good, maybe we jump into what we've been playing.
Yeah, what have you been playing?
Mm-hmm. I've been playing, it's not new, but Lee and I have been looking for more co-op games to play. So we've been playing a few things. We've been playing Orcs Must Die 3.
Okay.
The hell out of it. Again, not new, but we were just, delving through the Steam archive of things. Shape of Dreams, which is the new NeoWiz game, which I have mixed opinions about, but it's doing quite well. I think, Dean, you called it like the first big success story of the year. So it's doing well. It's over like 2 million units.
Wow.
And the Lord of the Rings Return to Moria, because I felt like being a dwarf mining. So we've been trying to rebuild Moria.
Nice. Just felt like being a dwarf today.
That game got so much I don't know, not buzz. But,
the Moria one.
Yeah.
I missed that it ever came out, and not to we don't have time to do a big game review here, but I will say that I'm getting pretty annoyed with it pretty quickly. I'm enjoying digging. And I say this as a Tolkien geek, because I do love my Tolkien, but it has this quest system that I guess is supposed to guide you through it. I kind of missed that it was there 2 hours into it. And then we found it, and it's completely incomprehensible because it's just, Tolkien wording and flowery dwarves. And I'm like, wait, well, what do you want me to do? What do I need to do to get to the next thing? And I can't make it out. So I closed the quest thing, and I'm like, I'm just going to go back to trying to look for some iron.
You're
kind of like Minecraft, basically.
We have a game for you. Rust. Rust would probably be a good game for you.
Just wanted to rebuild Moria. Is that too much to ask for?
That is too much to ask. It's also, when you talk about the depth of the narrative and everything, it's the reason why I can't read the books. It's like, and then on this morning, the moss was growing on the north side of the, and I'm like,
wait a minute, newsflash, you have not read those books.
Nope. I've watched the movies a million times.
You need to return your geek badge.
No,
right
I do.
now.
No, I do not. No, I am optimizing for efficiency over just filling up my brain with all of that stuff. I can't, and I have tried, I can't. And then somebody's like, you should try the Summerillion. And I was like, what?
Not read books.
What's that? What did you say?
I said you're one of the people who have played games but not read books.
Okay, first of all, that is slander. No, no. I read a ton of books. I just couldn't get through the density of
you
Tolkien's
need to do
writing.
the audio version, audiobook.
I do like that. I do
Just
like that. I do like that.
Legit cred for doing that.
No, but I'll just watch the movies. You know.
I heard that Amazon has a solution to this. I think it's called Audible.
Hold on, let me write that down here. Yeah. No, Dean, I just go back and read Compute Gazette from 1985.
Chris Listenos admitting he never read Tolkien was not on my bingo card. I don't know what to say.
I'm also not a Star Trek fan either.
Oh, now you should just stop.
It's okay. It's okay. I get what they're going for. Excellent social commentary. Love it. You know that they did that, but no, why do that when I can get space wizards in Star Wars? So Star Wars, yes. Star Wars, yes.
I would take Star Trek over Star Wars every day, any day.
Oh, you can have it.
Right. Me too. Dean, what are you playing?
I'm playing Dispatch.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you like it?
Excellent. Very Telltale-esque kind of throwback to episodic gaming, and it's so well written, right? It's very well written, and the gameplay is it's interesting enough to keep you going in it. But yeah, Ad Hoc Studio. We had Pierre Charette, one of the writers, come and speak at our Games Beat on the day of the Game Awards event, and this is very well done. Sort of has-been superhero game.
Yeah. Dean, did you find when you first started it, the first episode, all I could think of was Watchmen? Very much that same sort of graphic, grungy, kind of pulp type story.
Yeah. Lots of F-bombs dropped right away, right?
Yeah. It's very, very good. Oh, that's excellent. Excellent. How about you, Mark? What are you doing, buddy?
Playing a lot of Arc Raiders too. Mark Chandler and I were out last night as well, and Mark was supposed to save me. Somebody saved him. A stranger sort of revived him after both of us got down, and then he came over, tried to revive me, but then was like a second too late, and so I died. So then he looted my body. He picked up all the stuff, and then in the next game he brought it back for me.
That's a good teammate. Here's your stuff.
I thought you meant he looted and stole it from you.
That's what I thought too. Yes, I thought. Sucks to be you. Thanks.
My son, when Lanny was like, I don't know, 10 or 11, and he was playing, I think it was Fortnite, and you couldn't trade weapons. And all I remember is he was in tears because he threw all of his weapons on the ground to do a trade with someone, and they picked them up, but they took them away. God, that's the worst thing ever.
And you're like, a valuable lesson.
A valuable lesson on what were you thinking, putting all those weapons? He was 10 or whatever, but.
Yeah. No, I forget which game it was. It was Warzone or one of these where these younger players came running up to this guy who's like, look, if you guys don't take me out, I have an extra helicopter you can have. And they were just like, we already have one. He's like, yeah, but you can have this other one. Just let me go. Like, I'm on this run. And like, okay, we'll get the helicopters. The helicopter shows up. And while he distracts him, he just throws explosives onto the helicopter. And they're like, all right, thanks, dude. And they all jump in the helicopter and take off. And he just goes, bink, and hits them. And it's just like, you learned a valuable lesson. I was like, oh my God.
That's amazing.
Terrible.
Well, I will not forget the Arc Raiders run where we met up with two other people and went through looting things together and fighting arcs and all that. And then at the very end, we're extracting, and then they shoot us and loot us.
There you go.
Yeah, there is a place for those players for sure. How about you, Mark? What are you playing, buddy?
The thing that I was playing most recently, a bunch of, was Monsters Are Coming, Rock and Road, which is hard to describe, but I kind of think of it as like you're building a castle on wheels, and it's kind of going from top of the screen down to the bottom. So you're going down a path, and hordes of zombies or whatever creatures are coming at you. So you have the ability to, it's a little bit, I'm going to say it's a little Ball Pit inspired. It's reminding me of Ball Pit for some reason. Like, you've killed 20 monsters. Now you get the ability to add some component to your movable castle that will lob cannonballs or flamethrowers or make your thing go faster or whatever. So you're trying to get through these hordes over time. But it's pretty clever. It's super roguelike. Yeah, it's very random roguelike. I feel a little bit like it's not play balanced. Like maybe there's this thing going on where people are calling things roguelike because they're not taking time to play balance it. I don't know if that's true, but that's kind of my takeaway from it. I apologize.
It's supposed to be that hard.
Most of the time on it. I was like, oh.
I got you.
But it is sticky, so I do keep going back to it and playing it. I haven't played Ball Pit recently. I've been going to Monsters Are Coming instead.
Nice.
And
Dean didn't get disconnected. He had to drop for a call.
Okay.
So
Sorry, Dean.
yeah, that's fine. No. He already went through what he's playing, so he's good. I'm finishing finally Undertale.
Nice.
What a cute game. Papyrus is my favorite character, and he is just so great. And the music for Papyrus is awesome. I'm also playing through Hades 2.
Oh, God.
Just started that. Yeah. So good. My God, that game. And speaking of reading, I'm also reading a series called Dungeon Crawler Carl. Do you know what Dungeon Crawler Carl is? Dungeon Crawler Carl is a popular lit RPG, literary role-playing game book series by Matt Dinman about a man, Carl, and his ex-girlfriend's cat, Princess Donut, and I think her full name's like Princess Donut, Queen of the Chonk is her name, who are forced to survive a deadly intergalactic game show after aliens destroy Earth and turn it into a multi-level dungeon. And what's really cool about it is there's a burn down, and if you don't like make it to the next level, the entire level above you crushes. It like drops down and crushes everybody on it. So Carl and Princess Donut are making their way to the bottom there. And it's hilarious. It is so much fun to read. So, I mean, it's really just chew through it. So
what's it called again?
Dungeon Crawler Carl. Yep, and on Amazon they had a sale on all of the Kindle versions of them, so I picked them all up and starting to make my way through it. And a shout out to my daughter's fiance Daniel, who actually turned me on to the books, and he's like, "Yeah, you'll definitely love this." So that's all I'm playing. That's I think really all the time we have for it. I know it's late for Susan, so. I'm so glad that we have you, the whole crew here together for the day. And I want to thank.
Sorry, I didn't see you last week.
Oh no, you were traveling and all over the place. So Dean and I had a good hour together to just hang out and talk smack about the two of you slackers, and all that good stuff. But that's going to go ahead and take us to the end of another Boss Rush. I want to thank my co-host, of course, for joining us today. And I want to thank you all for joining us as well. Of course, tell your friends, tell your colleagues about it. Make sure we get more people joining the live stream every week. You can also check us out on Spotify. So we are on there, and I'm starting to put all of those up, and we'll keep all of that going. But with that, that's going to take us out. Thanks, everybody. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. And if you're in the path of this Snowmageddon storm that's about to basically crush everything, be safe, stay warm, and
West Coast.
And we'll see. Yes, that's right. Maybe
it's sunny here right now.
Yes, but now I have an excuse to stay home, eat irresponsibly, and get out in the snow for a little bit. Hell yeah! All right, y'all. Have a great weekend, great rest of your week, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.